So this interior trim panel has all the features that you would find on any door card or trim panel. It's got 90-degree corners, internal and external. It's got obtuse and acute angles. It's got internal curves. It's got small radius corners and slightly larger radius corners. So it's got everything that you would find on any card. So the first thing to do is to draw around the card onto the fabric and cut it out. Now I leave about an inch. I use the width of a ruler as a guide, and that's my excess all the way around. The board has been covered in a 3mm screw and foam, so that makes the thickness of the card and the foam in millimeters. It's about 5-6 millimeters, about 1/4 of an inch. Staples that I need to use need to be shorter than 6mm, so I'm using 4mm staples. Now if you can't get 4mm staples with the staple gun that you're using, you can only get 6s. You'll have to fire them at an angle. So if you fire them at 45 degrees into the board like that, then that will shorten the distance of the staple going through. So first place I will start is on the corners. So I'll do this corner first, and I'll put the staple in coming off the corner like that. I'll do this corner, I'll just give it a gentle pull. I don't want to pull it too much. And the same again, staple coming off the corner like that. I'll spin it and I'll do this edge here. I'm going to give it a gentle pull. I don't want to pull it too much. If I pull it too much, I could distort the board. I'm going to put one staple in there. Now I can do this corner here. Same again, putting the first staple in, coming off the corner like that. So I'm going to put a staple here, and one opposite here. I'm going to put a little cut in here first, put a cut there. So that's pretty secure now, it's not going to go anywhere. I'm going to put a cut here, and here, here, and here. Same again here, and here. Same on this end here. And there. Where this crease is forming here, and here, and here. I'm going to cut into that there. So following that line. Same again here. Same again here. So all I've done is get rid of the excess fabric here. So I'm going to start on this straight edge first. The straight edges are always the easiest. So I'll start on the corners. And now I can fire the staples in that way along the edge. I'm leaving about a staple width between each staple. That's an acute angle. So I need to get rid of a bit more of this fabric here. So I'm tucking in that bit of fabric there, and then bringing it over. Just use my finger to hold it down. Staple in there. So working from this end now. Just gently pulling as I'm walking along, I can get rid of this bit of fabric excess here. Oops. Flip it over and check it. everything's fine. So I'm just going to put a staple just in the centre here, opposite this part here. So I'm now going to work on this part. Because this is an internal curve, I need to put a few little relief cuts in. I'm making sure I keep away from the edge. Don't want to get too close. If I get too close, then I've got a chance of it being seen. So start in the middle, this one, and then I can work on the edges. Make sure I gently pull the fabric. Always pull the fabric, just putting enough tension on to make sure that there's no creases along this edge here. So I'm going to work now along this edge up to here. Now, because here I have this internal cutout, so I've got an internal 90 degrees and an external 90 degrees. This is quite short, so it's hard to work with. So put a cut into the corner, another cut into the corner. As you can see, I'm not going too far into the corner, leaving probably a quarter of an inch and a quarter of an inch. Pull that gently and do the same as I did on these two corners here. And then do the same with this one here. So cut there, one there, and the same here. Cut here and here. So I need to put a staple in the centre of that. Trim off this excess here and here. And with this, I need to pull that over as much as I can. So using my finger underneath and pulling the fabric round with the finger, just kind of grip it. There's not a lot to grip, so it's quite tricky, these little tiny cutouts. Staple there. Same again, sliding it with my finger, pulling it around, and then one staple there. But now I can work along this edge, and because this is an acute angle, fold that little bit in there with my fingernail, and then pull this over. They're about the hardest angles to work with. Sometimes you get a very acute angle and they become quite tricky. Again, keeping tension on the fabric, not pulling it too much. Cut off the excess. I'll do this as I'm going along. Some people might do it at the end. I just like to do it as I'm going along. I'm just going to do up to the staple here, and then I'll do this bit up to that staple there. So again, tuck that bit in, bring it over, staple right in the corner. So I'm going to do this bit first, where these cuts are. So I'm going to put another little cut right in the middle. One there. One there. Up to the staple. And then through this edge here. always flip it over as you go along and check, make sure you haven't created any wrinkles anywhere that you didn't want to create wrinkles. So I'm going to now work on this part here. So when it comes to these curves, what you need to do, you need to create little creases, or pleats. So a little pleat, I'm going to staple over the pleat. Create another pleat, staple over the pleat. Create another pleat, staple over the pleat. And just continue that as I go. You'll see if you pull the fabric where the pleats want to be. So one wants to be there. Same again. One wants to be there. So now I can work all the way to where I've stapled here. Now this has got a slight internal curve, so I'm just going to pull it a little bit more than I would do normally. Flip it over again and just check it. Everything looks fine there. So again, trim off this excess here. The last bit is this internal curve and this external curve where they meet. Now this bit is going to be the trickiest bit. When an internal curve and an external curve meet, you sometimes get wrinkles. So I'm going to do the internal bit first. Put a couple of little cuts in here. And I want to pull that over first. I need to put another one. Yeah, you'll see when you pull the fabric that you're getting these creases here. So I need to put another one there, just where the creases are forming. So always pull a little bit more on an internal curve. Flip it over and check it again. So I've got a little wrinkle there. I should be able to pull that out. So pull that. If I need to just pull the fabric from underneath, I'll do so just by using my finger and sliding it over. Finish off this run here. So last bit is this little bit. So that's an external curve. So same again, create little pleats. Some people will tell you to make cuts in this and cut out little V's. I don't like doing that because if you cut too far then you're pretty stuck.